You're live.
Hello friends, welcome to Peaceful River Creations. It's Friday and we are here to do our Friday Live Facebook. And today I have a special guest, so a real treat for y'all. But before we get to that, I just want to tell you the couple of reminders. Downtown trick-or-treating for the kids is next Friday night from 3 to 5. They are having it. Keep all your good thoughts for good weather like we had last night. Oh, and speaking of last night, the wine walk was last night, the haunted wine walk. It was fabulous. People had a good time. A lot of people came out. Some people got dressed up, cool costumes, lots of businesses participating, and we had a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll have another wine walk in the spring. So if you didn't get to this one, kind of plan ahead. And people really had fun, and it was a nice evening for that. The other announcement we have is that starting tomorrow, all of our Halloween items go on sale for 20% off. This excludes any crafter items, of course, but all of the items that are part of Peaceful River Creations are on sale. So come in and get them while you can. We started the sale last night special just for the wine walk people, so it doesn't start for everybody else until tomorrow. People took advantage of it, so you don't want to miss out on the cute things that we have because they are going fast. So today we have a special guest who is Selina, right here from Clinton. And Selina is a psychic medium, yes, intuitive, and she is doing readings tomorrow, which we've been pushing this all month. She's doing readings tomorrow from 10 to 3, 20-minute readings for $25. We have quite a few people signed up, so we're recommending that you call for an appointment. If you happen to just walk in, we will take you as time allows. So just give us a call, 563-219-8411. Make an appointment to see Selina. So now we're going to talk to Selina and learn a little bit more about you.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do local stuff, connect with more local people. Most of my business is international and, different states. So it's always nice to talk to somebody in person instead of through a camera or over the phone, right? So I'm super excited to be here tomorrow.
Cool. And so you're from Clinton? Or
No,
you just live in Clinton?
I currently live in Clinton. I've been in Clinton for about 3 years. Originally, I'm born in California, raised in California. I met my spouse in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and she's originally from here. Okay. And so we moved here so she could work with family business. And so the funny thing is that before any of that even came about, my intuition was nudging me. I had numerous dreams saying we were moving. And everybody at the time, we have 2 daughters, they were like, we're not moving to a small town. We like Arizona. And I was like, okay, well, guess what? We're still moving, And so here we are. Both kids have grown up. They attended Clinton High, enjoyed their time there. We have 2 Navy brats because now they're both in the Navy. And so it's kind of fun because they get to come here, we get to go there, but this is our home now.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, well, that's cool. So how long have you, or how did you know that you had abilities, and how did that kind of come about with your self-discovery on that part of it?
So the reality is that every single one of us is an intuitive. We're all psychic. We all are have these beautiful gifts. They just come differently. When I've known my gifts since I was a little girl. I was the little kid who the phone would ring and I would be like, oh, it's my sister Lily. Oh, it's my brother, and everyone would kind of be like, what? And they were like, oh, you have caller ID. And I'm like, sure, okay. Because you think you're a weirdo because you're not sure and you're uncomfortable. I always had the premonitions and things like that. But it was just like, oh, it's just one of those weird, funny things I know and I do, until about 3 years ago when a fellow psychic said, okay, you've been kind of sleeping and now it's time to wake up your actual gifts and start doing this as a profession. Which, intuition is so awesome because it was a point in my life when my kids were growing up. They were moving on and I wasn't a full-time mom anymore. So now it's like, oh, I get to do something that I love. I get to focus on me and, my goals and my gifts. So that's how it all came about.
Cool. Cool. So I know different people have different gifts and skills and talents and things that are presented within them.
Absolutely.
So how do you explain what your gifts are?
So when people are really familiar with, they're called like the clairvoyance and clairsensing and stuff. And so you can hear it, you can see it, you can feel it. and then you can physically see it. Okay. I have them all, but they all come in different things. Like, if I'm reading somebody who's got like chronic pain, I can physically feel their pain. Or if somebody that's crossed over, that's more of the mediumship part. If somebody has crossed over, I'm like, who's got knee pains? Because they're showing me knees and I'm feeling it. I also see it as a camera. Like, it looks like there's a film screen right here and everything's happening here. So sometimes when I'm reading people, I feel like they're looking at me and they're like, what are you doing? Because I'm looking on both sides of you, because that's where my cameras are. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. But the reality is that it's our gift. So we just say what we see. And the person that we're currently reading is the one who's going to interpret the stuff. Right. So sometimes it makes no sense. I read someone, because I do a live on Facebook and, I'm on social media and stuff every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. And I kept seeing a recliner. And I'm like, this sounds so weird, but I see a recliner. And the person I was reading said, my grandfather started a furniture company. And so, yes, that makes complete sense to me. And I'm like, I didn't even want to say that because I'm like, all I see is a recliner. And so I'm laughing to myself thinking, okay, that's a little weird. But so the dreams, things come through me as dreams. I physically feel them. I see them. I hear them.
Okay. So since that all happens, how does that affect your daily life? Like, I mean, do you have to block stuff out? Do you have things just pop in? Like, say we're sitting here and you're like, okay, shut that off because that's not what we're talking about right now.
All the time. So, my wife makes fun of me because she says I can never finish a story because I'm talking about one thing and then constantly I'm this. Oh, and by the way, this popped in, and she's like, okay, that's great. Now let's go right back to where we started. And I'm like, I already finished that. Like, in my mind, it's done and complete. I do have visitors. The other day I was getting ready to do a live and I had a gentleman kept popping into my bedroom and I was like, hi, hello, but nothing came through until I started my live, and then I connected with somebody, and then the message came through where her brother had passed away, and so he was just checking in. They were having a hard time going through his property, going through his stuff. They were just hoarding it, and he's like, let it go, get rid of it. That's not me anymore. Yes, that was my shirt, and yes, those were my shoes, but it means nothing. And so, she's a regular client, she messaged me and said, so funny because the kids are fighting for stuff, mom is fighting for stuff, and we just want it to be done. So
I would think that would be helpful for people too, to get messages like that, either confirmations that that person is okay, or confirmations that they should just go ahead and get rid of stuff.
And keep living, because we forget that we're in the physical world, and just because a family member isn't physically here doesn't mean our lives have to stop. Because they're like, you guys are getting boring. Like, go do something so I can witness this, so I can be with you and by you and to celebrate your wins as well.
Right. So I had a reading with Selina at the Body, Mind, and Spirit Expo.
So much fun.
And one of the things that she told me was, your husband says, who's passed away, your husband says it's okay if you want to move on and find another partner, another friend. So,
and you know what I will say, you have a beautiful glow to you today, because you are releasing stuff and you're moving forward and you're saying, okay, if I'm comfortable in my skin, I can be comfortable doing all the stuff that I need to do.
You also told me that I needed to open up more, that I was blocking myself and not sharing myself enough. And so on our Facebook Lives, I have made an effort to do that. I talked about being a hippie. I talked about being an environmentalist and how that makes our store what it is, part of what it is. And so,
absolutely,
so come in and get a reading because it's just fun and you learn something. And, that wasn't really anything that was life altering. And, in one sense, it seems like, oh, that's like a little, just an idea for you. But it comes from because you picked that up from me.
Yes.
So it's not just you giving me an opinion or an idea or, oh, here's something you should try. It was you saying, this is what you're gathering from me.
This is what your guidance, because that's how a lot of people don't understand. They think that it's got this woo-woo stuff to it. So my gift, the ability that I have, is that I'm able to communicate with my guidance. So my guide communicates with your guide, and that's where I'm seeing this stuff. That's where I'm getting the information. I don't know you personally. We had never had a cup of coffee or anything. And so all the stuff that was coming through is your guidance saying, okay, I see what's going on. I see the things that you're going through, and this is what you need to know. And even though we talk to ourselves all the time, it's nice when somebody else says, hey, I'm acknowledging you.
It is.
I
That
see you.
acknowledgement is good. Yes. And sometimes when someone has passed, it's nice just to have that acknowledgement that, hey, they are still around. They are, yes, oh, those little things that you see, oh, that is them trying to communicate
The
with you if
signs.
you're open and aware of what then. So having someone tell you that helps. It does help a
Absolutely.
lot. It does help a lot. So does the client, the person like having a reading, do they have to do anything special?
No, just come in. Just book the appointment. Come talk to me.
Right.
I know a lot of people, again, with the woo-woo stuff, they think that we are different or we are weird. I consider myself weird, but I think that's a compliment.
I consider myself weird too.
Yeah. I know they think it's like crazy. I don't have a crystal ball. I really want one. It's on my Christmas wish list. And my wife laughs because she's like, no one can just buy you a crystal ball. You have to go out and find it and connect with it. I don't use a Ouija board. I don't do anything crazy. I don't even like candles. It's just a conversation. It's just a beautiful energy exchange. I feel your energy. I feel like your anxiety. I can feel people's nervousness right now because you can hear my voice changing. It's just little things, but it's just simple. It's fun. To me, it's like I'm hanging out with new friends, you know?
So I would encourage people to come in, visit with Selina. It's not scary. It's actually, it's just fun. If you take nothing else away from it, you will have fun.
Yes.
And that's what life's all about,
funny,
right?
So we'll both laugh.
You're
We'll have a
pretty
good time. I'm making everybody here laugh because it's true. Life is so short. Life is so beautiful. And sometimes we get so stuck in our ways and we get really stuck on the expectation that other people set on us. And so we can't be free. And so just talking to people and expressing yourself and I want to do this, so go do it. And it's going to be okay, you know, because your guidance is saying it's going to be okay. And part of the reason why things keep coming up is because our guidance is nudging us in those directions. And we don't listen sometimes.
Do you ever get things where the guidance would say that might not be the best idea for you at this time?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
then you go and do it. Yep. And then you land right on your face. And then you're like, oh.
And then they say, I told you so.
Yes. And you know how a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this too. I was young. I swore I was in love, and I was like, why is this person breaking my heart? Like, why am I going through all this pain? And it's my guidance saying, well, you didn't learn your lesson over here, so I'm testing you to see if you're doing it again. And then you do it again, and you're like, okay, this time I learned. I understand. I'm not going to go down that same road again, you know? So absolutely, that's how you want to define your guidance, just like you want to define your parents, go against your parents. So you're going against your guidance as well. And then you learn your lesson and you don't do it again.
So those would be reasons why someone would be a regular client. Like, okay, so I come and I have a reading and it's fun and I talked to whoever I talked to and I got whatever. But for people that choose to use this as a tool to help them improve their lives,
absolutely
ongoing.
So I have clients that we talk about their business, we talk about their love life. We have clients who were in toxic relationships and they have to find their voice again, find themselves. And so that's why I go by an intuitive counselor. I'm not a certified counselor. I'm certified in life. I have experienced a lot of things. I have owned my own, I'm about to cuss, I've owned my own shit because I was able to call myself out on situations. And so when somebody comes and tells me their story, I can feel their pain. I understand. I can sympathize with them because either I've experienced that or I'm literally physically feeling their stuff, right? And so then we can talk it out. And it's really helpful for a lot of my clients to talk to somebody who has no clue who they are, who I'm not judging them. They're able to release the stuff they've been holding on to, whether it's been decisions or toxic relationships, or they have all these ideas with business, but they don't know what to do. So that's where I get my regular clients. I have people who book on a monthly basis, who book every 3 months, just to kind of, hey, touch base, this is what's going on. And a lot of people who don't have a lot of other people that they can bounce ideas off of. So yeah,
cool. Well, I think we're going to have a blast tomorrow.
Lots of fun.
I look forward to hearing people's reactions after having time with you. We're going to have, this will be your nice little private table right here. So this is kind of where where the magic will happen.
Yes, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
So thank you so much for coming in today, because it's so nice to not have it just be me all the time.
Yes, and it's nice for people to see that I'm just like you guys.
Yep.
It's, there's nothing different. I do get a lot of students who want to also grow their gifts. I do mentorship that way as well.
Awesome.
So it's always fun.
Yep. So come in and learn and something new. And Peaceful River Creations, we keep trying to help you live your best life through our products, through our classes, through our expo, through our friends, through referrals. That's our goal. So we are glad you stopped by, and we will see you next week.
Bye.